Hey guys, welcome back to the Radium Records channel. I'm Bradley Denniston, and in this video today, I got something really exciting going on. I got my hands on a new Apollo X4. This is the Gen 2. It's got 4 mic preamps with unison technology, which means it has impedance matching. This thing's pretty awesome, and it's rock solid. We got brand new converters in this. So the D to A on it does 129 dB of dynamic range. But I'm not here to read the manual to you guys or give you a long-ass advertisement on YouTube. Instead, I want to do something really fun with y'all, and I want to do a blind shootout. So we're going to have 4 interfaces. We got the X4, we got the MKII Apollo Twin, and the Focusrite. I don't like to cuss on this channel, so I'll bleep that one out for you. And then finally, we got the PreSonus Quantum HD8 interface. And these are all in different price ranges, so I thought it'd be really interesting to shoot out the mic pre's, the line inputs, the DI inputs, and finally, the D to A converters coming out and hearing them through the speakers. But before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm always gonna bring you guys the best game in music production, mixing, mastering, music tech, music business. I promise you, I'll do my best to bring you a ton of value. Now, at the end of each round that I play back, I am going to be writing down my notes and my thoughts and picking a winner per round for each of these shootouts. And then I'll reveal the winner of each of these at the end, and my final thoughts, everything that I'm hearing, who should buy what, all that stuff, I'm going to get into it at the end of the video. So please stay with me. I also am going to be doing some really cool giveaways. Let's dive right in. Okay, I got a good night's sleep. I'm coming to the table, some fresh ears. Let's get into round 1, which will be the vocals. We're going to listen to all 4 interfaces, going directly into the mic pre's. They are gain matched, level matched, everything's exactly the same. Hey, guess you're holding out for that starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town, get your Western dealings, gamble with social games they play. Yeah, hey, guess you're holding out for that starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town, get your Western dealings, gamble with social games they play. Hey, guess you're holding out for that starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town, get your Western dealings, gamble with social games they play. Yeah. Hey, guess you're holding out for that starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town, get your Western dealings, gamble with social games they play. Yeah. All right, what do you guys think? A, B, C, or D? I'm going to pick some of the best comments, 1 or 2, and I'm going to give those people a $200 voucher to buy any UAD plugin they want. Drop some comments. Let me know why you're picking what you pick for round 1 and what you're hearing. Round 2. In this round, I'm going to go with an acoustic guitar. I recorded the Martin D15 Dreadnought, which is kind of a boomy guitar. I recorded it with all the interfaces exactly the same. And the reason I want to do an acoustic guitar for the second round, I want to hear something a little bit more harmonically rich with these different preamps and the different A to D. Let's get into it. Round 2.
Fight!
Whoa, I got a definitive winner here on this round. You guys let me know. Drop it in the comments. You got A, B, C, or D. Let me know if you're liking this video so far, and make sure you're subscribed. Round 3. All right, so for round 3, I wanted to do something with the DIs because those are all high Z inputs. Even with the Focusrite, there's a high Z instrument switch that you can switch to. Now we're testing different parts of these interfaces. Some of these interfaces have discrete circuitry on the inputs for the high Z compared to the line input, compared to the mic pre input, which means they have their own components and own circuitry. Let's go. No cheating, you guys. Pick a winner, A, B, C, or D. Let me know why. Don't think about the performance and playing and all that. Think about the frequencies, what it's representing. How does the high end, the mid sound? I'm gonna pick 1 or 2 winners, the best comments. Hey, this is what I'm hearing. Listen on some good headphones, on some good speakers, etc. $200 UAD plugin voucher so you guys can pick up some plugins. Now let's move on to round 4, which is a big one. So now we're going to test the line inputs. We're going to take the Juno. I'm going to do kind of a stringy synth sound and also a really subby bass sound so we can get both ideas across with the high end and the very low end. This is going to be stereo, so we're going into the stereo line inputs on each of these interfaces. So we're testing the line inputs. Let me know in the comments who you got for a winner. Let's hear them. I can hear definitive differences with this one the most. I don't know if it's because they're line inputs and a lot of these are sharing, like they're combo jacks. XLR in for the mic pre, or they combo jack in with a TS cable for like an instrument. So you have like these combo jacks here, these Neutrik connector kind of combos. And this, you just switch from line to instrument. Right? So it's like DI to line, or it'll go into the mic pre and then you got 48 volts, etc. So that's kind of the common thing on all of these is that they all have combo jacks for the line inputs. They don't have like their own input for a line input. Basically, they're switching internally with the components. Whether they're discrete or not, you can look that up, but I can hear definitive differences in the definition of things as they're recorded and they're playing back. I'm not going to reveal anything until the end, and the very final thing that I'm going to do is to have you guys hear the D to A coming out, right? So now we're going to hear the stereo outputs, the conversion on these coming out from my speakers into my room with a measurement mic set in the listening position. So final round, let's get into it. This is going to be comparing the DACs, the digital to analog converters in each of these, the stereo outputs. And to make this really, really even, I've recorded everything using this. I kind of explained this already, but this is the Sound ID reference microphone. I've used the X6 Apollo, my rack version, to record everything back in from the speakers. So the DAC of each of these, the left-right stereo output, is playing out the speakers, and I'm capturing back in through the X6 Apollo with this. I think you'll notice the differences. Final round. Let's go.
their starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town. Hey, guess you're holding out for their starstruck feeling. Hey, left a little town.
That's it. That is everything. That's instrumental and with vocals. What do you guys think? You gotta pick a winner. I want to really see what you guys are hearing. All right, you guys ready for the final reveal? Before we get to that, I want to give you my notes because I went back and I listened over and over and compared and contrasted. Here's what I got. Round 1, vocals. Interface B had some clear, weird, phasey artifacting and felt two-dimensional to me. Interface D was just too ill-defined and rounded for my taste on the vocals. For me, it was between Interface A and Interface C. And I actually like the way Interface A had a little EQ curve to it, but C barely won out for me on this one because of how fully represented the vocals felt with all frequencies. Interface A was really close to competing with C on this one. Round 1, C. All right, round 2, acoustic guitar. This test had some clearly noticeable differences for me. So much more than the vocals to my ear, because the vocals were really just very mid-range, but this had like those harmonics on the top and stuff, and also the low end and the low mids, and you could really tell. Interface A was well-rounded, nothing special, it just felt balanced to me. Interface B, definitely the brightest, and I hated the top end. It almost sounded metallic, where you use like a cheapo EQ and you boosted the high end, which some people might like that, and it might work really well in a mix with like rhythm guitar. Interface C was punchy and full with a really nice top end that captured exactly what I think the 103's top end boost sounds like. This microphone has like a top end boost, and I think it starts right around 5K. When I play the guitar in this and I captured it through Interface C, it just sounded exactly like what I know of the TLM 103. So it captured it very well, exactly what I wanted. So that being said, with the TLM 103 going through Interface C, I do think for some tastes, you might want to carve out a little bit of the low mids. So I just think Interface C captured the guitar and the microphone exactly as it is. Interface D just felt off to me on this one. Non-detailed, very plain, very two-dimensional, and almost just mushy. It almost took what is bad about recording that guitar and made it really even worse. And almost like the top end got rolled off, like the brilliance of the top end was just kind of like not there. Again, here I have to go with Interface C as the winner this round. If the high end was more musical on Interface B, I would have probably chosen that for this round because it would sit nicely in a mix. Now, round 3, bass DI. This was close for me. You can go with any of these and I think I would be happy. Interface A sounded the most nasally in the 400 to 600 area and felt more push there. Interface B had some filtering to it, but it worked out for bass in this instance. I kind of felt like it filtered out the stuff you don't really like in a bass, that woofiness. And it made it sit, and the strings and low stuff stayed in, and I think it would work really well in a mix. Interface C sounded exactly like the Mexican P bass I fed it. And of course, I didn't tweak any settings. I just did this exactly the same. And it sounds exactly like that instrument. So if that's what you're going for, I think Interface C nailed it perfectly. Interface D is what I would pick in this instance. It felt like it had more power in the low sub range, and the string attack felt perfectly softened. Just super musical on bass DI. Felt like I wouldn't need to EQ the bass at all. Just a little compression with 1176, and that bass would have been done for me. Round 3, I got to give it to Interface D for the bass. Now, round 4, the Juno 106. Interface A was good, but lacked detail in the high end and the harmonics that the Juno is putting out. And I know these harmonics very well from the Juno, especially the filter and everything and the cutoff. The mids were great though. Like on Interface A, I think it nailed the mids. The mid range was perfect. Interface B sounded like it was adding harmonics to the high end and almost sounded like it was hitting a tape machine. You're taking these harmonics and you're like rolling them off, or you're adding extra harmonics to it. So it starts to soften them out and not be as detailed. Interface C, hands down, to me was the most detailed in the high end. It captured all the nuance, just sounded like a high definition capture of the Juno. Now, Interface D felt nice and warm. It felt fatter and thicker in the low mids to me, but it had too much of the same that interface A had, just not as much detail captured. I felt like the preamps or the line ins are just like a little bit softened, rounded out. So I gotta go with interface C on this one. Clear winner for me. Now the final round, the DAC, the digital to analog conversion. And this is really hard because unless you're sitting in front of the speakers, you know, playing this back, you really don't get it. For this, I just got to pick a winner, and for me, it was C. It's driving me crazy that I like it so much. Like, I'm hearing these details, and I can't deny them. For me, the transients felt more alive. The low end felt more represented. Mid-range in vocal area. Go back and listen. When you listen to C on the DAC conversion, the mid-range in vocal area, 400 to 3K was solid and more full sounding. It just felt like, oh, the vocal, more three-dimensional. Also hear and feel it with sharper, more crisp transients in the snare drum. So when you listen back, listen to the snare drum and how it's hitting, I think you'll notice all the other DACs kind of rounded out that snare drum. And now for the reveal. Can I get a drum roll? Interface A was the Apollo Twin MKII. Really great interface. I think all these interfaces held up. I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, whoa, I did not expect that. Now, interface B was Focusrite 2i2 Generation 2. This bad boy. I can't even believe that this is in this run-up. Like, go get a used one for $100. It still holds up pretty well. Interface C, Apollo X4 Gen 2. As I'm listening to this stuff, I'm like, damn, this is the better interface. The conversion's better, the preamps are better, the line-ins are better, the DI. Like, it's a matter of preference with some of this stuff, but as far as capturing what you're recording, I just got exactly what I know of these instruments, the microphones. I got it from the Apollo. It's just capturing everything exactly as it is. Obviously, D is the PreSonus Quantum HD8, which held up really well. These are all really great contenders. You guys, please let me know what you think in the comments. Were you super shocked? Were you like, oh my gosh, I like the Focusrite every single round? Just let me know. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this because I took a lot of time with this. It took me many, many hours to do this. I try to make this as representative as possible. And of course, I'll leave links in the description so you guys can grab any of these interfaces that you really like. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.